The rate at which cases of missing persons are reported on both the conventional and social media on daily basis in Nigeria, no doubt, has become so worrisome and alarming. More worrisome is the fact that even security personnel also fall victim of this menace. Even recently, a journalist on his way home from work disappeared in Abuja, which is an indication that no one is immune to the current state of insecurity across Nigeria. Security agencies in their own way have been up and doing to ensure that they remain on top of the game. Worst is the fact that the insecurity in the nation keeps growing exponentially as each day passes by, and if vital steps are not taken, the havoc being wreaked by these criminals could be more deadly across the country. Now, what are some of the safety tips that Nigerians must learn to apply on daily basis, either on their way out or back home? How prevalent is the menace? What should be the role of citizens in this? These are some of the questions our guests shall be providing answers to on this program in a moment. Welcome to Nigeria Today. I am Lydia Odije Ochi. Joining me via Zoom from Ghana to throw more light on the spate of missing persons and safety precaution is a security expert and retired Commissioner of Police, Emmanuel Ojukwu. Welcome to Nigeria Today. Also joining me live in the studio is Police Public Relations Officer, PPRO, FCT Command, DSP, Josephine Ade. Welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's kick-start the discussion with a report on the protest by FCT's chapter of Nigerian Union of Journalists on the missing journalists.
For 13 days and counting, Todor Henry Salem, a journalist with the Vanguard newspaper, went missing, with friends and loved ones saying the last spot he was sighted before his sudden disappearance was a filling station situated about 100 meters from the police force headquarters in Area 11. Since then, the case of a missing person was incidented with the FCT Police Command for investigation. To this, the FCT Council of the NUJ feels that not much has been done by the police to indicate whether he's alive or dead. This peaceful march by colleagues of the missing journalist is to demand that the case be transferred to a special unit of the IGP to hasten the locating and reuniting of Mr. Henry Salem with his family.
They have interviewed or questioned 6 individuals he was in contact with prior to his disappearance. They have his call log, they have his voice note, and whatever businesses he had conducted within the period before his disappearance. They have all of those details, and that is what they are working with.
First Public Relations Officer, Commissioner of Police Frank Mba, received a complaint letter on behalf of the Inspector General of Police.
We are deploying all tools within our disposal. We are deploying technology. We are deploying human resources. We are deploying all our investigative and operational assets to ensure that we find him.
While pledging to assist investigation with relevant information, leadership of the union advised the police to confidentially brief family, leadership of the union, and employers of Mr. Henry Salem to calm frayed nerves. Iliasu Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Let me begin with Josephine. The spate of missing persons in Nigeria, like that report said, is very alarming. Talking about Henry Todue Salem in Abuja, who went missing on his way home after the day's work. Now tell us, how prevalent is this, and what are we really up against?
Well, the issue of Todue is a very sudden issue. Is quite unfortunate, but there are some offenses that can be only be investigated, like in this case. So the whole thing is we've all put our hands on the decks. We are trying to locate and do our best to find him. We advise that families should cultivate the habit of telling your family, or residents should cultivate the habit of telling families of their whereabouts wherever you are going. Be conscious of your environment, and those who are boarding commercial vehicles, for example, you should be able to know the plate numbers of those vehicles you are boarding, and make sure there are some certain times that maybe if you are making a call, you just put up a call and like tell you called a member of your family and said, okay, I am in this vehicle, plate number so, I'm on my way home. It will even alert the driver. If he has another intention, he will be scared that at least somebody knows your whereabouts. That can really help a lot. We can only investigate some of these cases. There's unlike other cases of you can be able to prevent it, but this one you can. In case of missing person, we receive a lot of cases like that, and the only thing we do, we investigate, and we ask the public to be able to give us information. When you have information, always share it have confidence in the police and share it with them.
Okay, before I go to Ojukwu in Ghana, give us an idea. How many reports do you get in a day on missing persons? An estimate. That's talking to Josephine.
Oh, okay. We receive a lot of cases of missing person in Abuja. We handle a lot of cases of missing person. I think that is an issue now. Okay. So that is why I earlier said that whenever you are moving around, please try to let a close friend or a member of your family know your whereabouts.
It's okay. Let me go over to Ojukwu. Could you please tell us what could be responsible for this spate of kidnapping in Nigeria? Would you say our activities on social media platforms could be responsible, as we tend to put out too much information about ourselves and our family?
Yes, thank you for having me. First, let me as with the family of the missing journalists. I share their concern and their fears, and also his loved ones and colleagues in the office. Many things could have played out in his case, as in other cases, as we are discussing. Now, somebody is missing, he could have been kidnapped, the person could have an accident in transit and is late. The person could be wounded in such a grievous way that he's in coma and is lying somewhere in a hospital. And it's possible the person does not have a means of identification for somebody to alert somebody that so person is lying here. So many things may have played out. I've heard what the first PRO said, and he has spoken eloquently, and the police are deploying all material and technological assets to trace him, and indeed all other Nigerians who are missing. Of recent, we've had many cases of kidnapping in this country, both opportunistic and targeted kidnapping. People are traveling and are picked up on the way, disappear into the bush for days and months. You may not hear from them. It's been on in this country for quite some time now, and it's giving everybody a real cause for concern. What the social media has done in this respect is that some people have become so loud in their undertakings. People who have money and they post it everywhere, flaunt wealth, even boast with it, and do a lot of things that will attract the enemy, both within and without, onto them. Also, within the social media environment, you find people posting about their homes, posting their children, posting birthdays, and posting so many things, and even advertising their locations. They make themselves vulnerable to attacks. Kidnappings are also rife because some persons, as Josephine over there mentioned, they are not aware of their environment. Some don't take good precautions when they are moving. Many Nigerians, we like to hand so many things over to God that God will take care. But know that God will not do for you what you can do for yourself. One thing we can do for ourselves is to be aware of our environment and be suspicious of everything. Even members of your family can play you out and hand you over to a kidnapper. Members of a family can sell somebody to slavery. It didn't start today. In days of old, people were picked up by family members, sold into slavery for maybe a mirror or a bottle of wine. It has been with us for a long time, but it has just exacerbated due to so many issues of insecurity in the northwest, in the northeast, in the south, and southeast. So people should be aware of the environment and let somebody know where exactly they are. There was a program, I think, on your NTA where somebody, newsline, ask you, do you know where your children are? You may call somebody now, where are you? He says it's in Sokoto, meanwhile it's in Ibadan. Because we tell lies on social media. So it's important that people should regulate their movements. Let somebody know where you are. If not a family member, let somebody know where exactly you are and by what means you are moving. And then watch your back. You never know, the enemy could be lurking around.
Yes, very true. Now, Josephine, you talked about, you gave some advice on how to ensure that we keep in contact with family or loved ones. Now, what are the other security or safety tips that we need to know as motorists, pedestrians, and other road users?
Yeah, the motorists, sometimes you find yourself, you are driving, and then you, like I earlier said, you pay attention to your environment and what happens around you. You're just driving. Some of them don't even have side mirrors to even monitor what is coming behind. So there may be a vehicle following you, you don't know, you are just going, and then suddenly they overtake you, and that's so. If you are driving, pay attention to your mirror, your side mirrors and your back mirrors, and if you notice a movement or anything suspicious, you can quickly drive to a police station or drive somewhere safe. If the vehicle move ahead of you, you know that you're safe, or you just drive to a police station. I'm sure that if somebody is after you, or all these kidnappers and whatever after you, when you drive to a police station, you will surely be saved.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ojukwu, you also have some security tips to share with us that's needed even while we're at home to avoid kidnapping and other insecurity challenges. Mr. Ojukwu?
Yes, talking about the home. Yes, I can hear you. Talking about the home. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Talking about the home, there are enemies within. We've had instances where family members sold fellow family members. We've seen parents sell their children, sell their husband's wife, or give the person out. So within the family. And then again, if you have house helps, house boys and house girls, or security men, some of them are insiders that give information to outsiders as to the movement of their principal, as to the movement of a person. This time is leaving, they make a call. Now, for somebody to be able to escape some of this, is to watch the kind of friends your house girl or house boy keeps, the kind of friends your children associate with, the kind of friends, people that come to your gate to socialize with your gate man. Watch out for who they are. And then again, change your movement. Don't follow triangular movement. Let your movement not be predictable. He goes from here to here at this point in time. He leaves here by 9 a.m. every day. The world will not end if you leave by 10 a.m. or if you leave by 8 a.m. Change routine of movement and not be too loud. Then you need to get to know who are your neighbors. Are your neighbors your friends? Or are you at loggerheads with them over generator fuel? over noise, over loud music in your house. Let nobody stimulate or attract to himself little things that may cause his friend or his neighbor to begin to go at war with him. Your
Okay.
neighbor knows when you are coming in, when your gate is open. So we should watch out who our neighbors are and be in good terms with them as much as possible. Above all, never tell somebody cannot do anything. I can sweep that in your front yard. I cannot do anything. Everybody can actually do something.
That's
I cannot
very
do somebody
true. That's very
something
true.
good.
Very true. And of course, I would like to interject here that even domestic helps, house help, domestic staff can be a threat. We'll take a break now. When we return, our discussion on the spate of missing persons and safety precautions will continue. Please stay with us.
This is NTA News 24 broadcasting from Abuja. You can watch us anywhere, anytime on the following platforms. For more information, log on to our website www.nta.ng or join us on our social media handles, Facebook at NTA News 24.
For comments, suggestions and inquiries, send an email to news24@nta.gov.ng or call us on the following numbers.
NTA News 24,
news and more news.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Still with me via Zoom is a security expert and retired Commissioner of Police Emmanuel Ojukwu, and in the studio is the Police Public Relations Officer, FCT Command, DSP Josephine Ade. Now let me continue with you, Josephine. The issue of one chance in Abuja. Now I want you to give us some tips on how people, Nigerians, can use to know in case they are patronizing the one chance cab operators.
Yes, well, it boils down to those using the commercial vehicles. Like this one chance, they have so many ways of operating. But there's one particular way. When you stop this vehicle, they have like two passengers in the vehicle. You see them sometimes, maybe a female and a male. Just that when they get their victims, when you see a female, you are comfortable. So you should be careful. You watch out for those people. You look at them. When you see just two people in the vehicle, I advise you wait for the next vehicle. And the timing, they have a time. Usually the complaints we get, these people operate around 7, those rush time, 7:38, those rush time hours. So they pick you up, they put you in the middle where you cannot be able to, when you find out that I'm not safe, you cannot be able to exit the vehicle or make any move. Or sometimes they keep pushing you very tightly. Once they take you, they don't take another passenger, and they take you somewhere around where a very quiet location where they can be able to do their operations. So I advise people to watch out for the kind of vehicles they enter and the kind of passengers they are. Watch your environment. I'm always focused on your environment. Watch your environments very well. Watch those vehicles very well. When people during those rush hours are usually their target time, and they target the females.
Okay.
Most especially the females are always their target, because the complaints we receive, you keep seeing mostly females are their victims.
Okay. Now I also want you to talk about the role of citizens in helping security agents in intelligence gathering, and also to assure people who bring this information that their identity is secure.
Yes, usually, yes. Their identity is very secure, because security is everybody's business. And you find our residents in FCT, like my co-guest has said earlier, like in FCT, you find out a lot of residents, they don't even know their neighbors. You know your neighbors. When you see something fishy around, you can easily call the DPOs or our distress numbers on the screen and report any case, and we are there. So know your neighbors. Try to know when your neighbors very well, so that when you see a strange face, you can be able to know that I've seen this person. Is what is it? You see him 1 or 2 times. Yeah, you try to go to a nearby police station. Tell the DPO there's a strange face and strange activities around, and the residents. You can help the police by providing meaningful information, because security is everybody's business. It's not just the police. It's your business too. So when you see something, try to say something to the police.
Okay.
I can assure you that your identity will not be shown. Yes,
okay.
It will be protected.
Now, Ojukwu, what are some of these safety or security tips one must adhere to in case your work requires that you go back home a little bit late on a daily basis?
Okay, thank you. One thing to add to what Josephine just said, there's an app that the police developed recently, whereby somebody can, if somebody is in danger, he could just press the app, and then the police, the nearest police station, or the police with whom he is registered, will get to know his exact location, who can geolocate the person when he's in crisis. That is one way. Now, those who travel at night, who return from work at night, or go wherever at night, go to parties, or go to worship places at night, there are registered taxis. Now, the means of communication, they have means of identification. It may not be easy to get to know the number of a vehicle when you are entering, but these vehicles have their numbers written on their bodies. One can memorize them. Your number are 3 digits, 722. You have it offered. So should anything happen, you just send a text to somebody, taxi number 722 did this. There are also other vehicle taxi, commercial vehicles that are used like Uber or whatever, Bolt. These ones are registered. And once you make a ride through them, it will be easy to identify who drove you, in the location. The company also will help in tracking where the person is. Above all, and most importantly, people should not just hike a ride. You just see somebody stops by, you jump in because it's cheap or because it's free. You don't know the person's motivation or the person's motive. You carry a mask construction from the face. Someone may be smiling, but the intention is to do somebody evil. So people should be careful what route they use, their means of transport. Again, those sometimes they like to cross a street to another place. Look for where there's lights. I know many areas of Abuja and elsewhere in this country we don't have street lights, and that's a shame. We ought to have them. But I do know that police, if the government so provides, they can put closed circuit television everywhere along the roads, so that movements and incidents can be recorded at the police control room, and police can track these things and make it easy. That's what is done elsewhere in the world. But by and large, avoid dark places. Where you see a crowd that you suspect their motive, avoid them. Take other routes. It may be longer, but it is safer for you. Better to arrive late than never.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ojukwu. Many thanks to our guests, security expert and retired Commissioner of Police Emmanuel Ojukwu, who joined us via Zoom from Ghana. Thanks for your thoughts and your advice.
Thank you.
And in the studio, the Police Public Relations Officer, FCT Command, Josephine Ade. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your contribution. And we thank you, our viewers, for always keeping a date with us. Don't forget, Nigeria Today is on weekdays at 7:30 in the evening. You can watch this program, watch this on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. Thank you for watching. I am Lydia Ojijiochi. Have a wonderful evening.